Hey, fancy seeing you all here. Thank you for joining us for Wednesday Night Live. We appreciate you tuning in. It's always fun to jump on camera here at the studio and talk to our members of our church. We're glad to have you. We hope you're having a good week, and wanted to say happy holidays to you this week. So we're glad to kind of focus on that.
Happy holidays?
Yeah, it's like the holiday season. You know,
it's not the holiday season.
I'm sorry. I don't know if we can. It's the Christmas season. We're live. I wish we could stop this. This is awkward now. No, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. This is what I'm talking about. The war on Christmas. This is exactly what it is. Everyone's trying to leave out the Christ in the season.
Yeah.
He's the reason for the season. I don't know if you ever heard of that before.
No, I know. I've heard that. I know he is.
Let's talk about the war on Christmas.
That's your Facebook cover photo, I think. He's the reason for the season.
American flag, eagle, reason for the season. It has all of it.
Very catchy. So we wanted to talk tonight about Christmas wars. The past several years, there have been a lot of Christians kind of open arms against the culture that doesn't acknowledge Christmas or is a little too inclusive of other faiths.
Like Starbucks.
Like Starbucks.
They had like a red cup.
Yeah, you remember the year they had the plain red cup? That was so offensive.
I was about to do a little custom fist, man. I was upset.
Well, and I think what's interesting about this, we laugh, but a lot of people take it very seriously.
They do.
And so I think it's important for us to realize that we live in a world that is opposed to the gospel, and so we shouldn't be surprised when a corporation does not promote a Christian holiday like we think they should, right?
Yeah, well, I think some of it is trying to recapture like the good old days, right? When we felt like we were a more Christian nation, so trying to recapture that. But so the war on Christmas, we're not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't think it's the war on Christmas. I think it's just the war on the gospel.
It is, yeah. There's always going to be, and I think we do see it in a heavier way than we have in the past. But the Bible told us that we would have this, right?
In fact, I'm going to read the first war on Christmas.
The first war on Christmas.
This is the first war on Christmas. Okay, it's in Matthew 2, right? When Herod, when he saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and he killed all the male children in Bethlehem and all that region, who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he was there from the wise men, right? So we have that in the very beginning. We have Herod, the really beginning of the Christmas whole thing.
Yeah,
Herod trying to kill Jesus.
This is the first Christmas.
This is the first Christmas, and there's definitely a war on Christmas. No one's doing that these days.
He tried to take it down from the very get-go.
So what's interesting about Herod and his family, right? So ethnically, I think they're Arabic, but they celebrated Jewish festivals. Like we know that from historical writings, right? They celebrated the Jewish festivals. So they would went to synagogue. We know this from what we preached about a while back. Herod's listening and going to synagogue to listen to John the Baptist. Now this is his dad, but there is they observed the Jewish religious traditions, and yet the Messiah sent to them. He's trying to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and so you have what you have in the Herod family is you have a family that was culturally Jewish, culturally worshipers, or at least on a surface level appeared to be in some ways, and culturally identifying with a faith that honored the one true God. But yeah, they were in actuality far from them, and I think that's what you see a lot of times in our world.
I mean, we have a whole culture that centers around celebrating Christmas, but and sometimes even going to church and singing songs about Jesus. But like it is for many people, this is not the celebration of Jesus in the incarnation.
Yeah, and that's so I've been accused, believe it or not, of being a little bit of a Scrooge or miser at Christmas time. And that's always my pushback, right? Is not that Christmas is bad.
Yeah.
I love Christmas. I think what I kind of get a headache of is the hijacking of Christmas into commercialism, and so I think what the cure for the Christmas war and the culture wars and all those things is not to is not to just like embrace cancel culture, where we're going to cancel everybody that doesn't put Merry Christmas on their merchandise,
or says Happy Holidays.
Right. But rather we make sure that we promote the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
As you say, the reason for the season.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. So are you against buying gifts?
Yeah.
That doesn't
if
go
you're
up.
buying Christmas presents, you're in sin.
No, but like in all seriousness, he's kidding. But like, no, like we try to take some of those. We talk about a lot of times that you can try to. I'm trying to remember how you phrase it. You can try to change the culture or adapt the culture. How do you say it?
It's 3 R's. You can receive it, reject it, or redeem it.
There you go. You good
Yeah.
Baptist, yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's all alliterated.
We try to redeem it, right? We try to take gifts and talk about, we get the greatest gift. So we try to redeem a lot of that part of Christmas that I think has pushed out the Jesus story. Mm-hmm. And we try to adapt that. But yeah, listen. I think what's deeply concerning is for a lot of people is we have this holiday centered around Christ. The culture doesn't recognize it. But to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of people in the church, a lot of Christians who I don't think are recognizing really the story and all that's happening in Scripture and in Christmas.
Yeah, I think Christian culture tends to cancel and get offended really easily. But a lot of Christians are really playing up Elf and Santa and Christmas gifts more than they are Advent and more than they are the reason for everything. And so I think it's kind of like it's a little bit hypocritical at times. It's
sure.
It's like when Jesus tells us to get the speck out of our or get the log out of our own eye before we try to get the speck out of the corporate America's eye.
Yeah, so I expect the lost in the culture to reject and not teach the Christmas message, but the church ought to be preaching and teaching Advent in their home. And I think one of the best ways you can figure this out, we've done this before, is to ask your kids, maybe have someone else ask them, what is the purpose of Christmas, or what is Christmas about? And see what they say. And
without pre-training your kids to answer it the right way. Over the past several years, have you done a good job of making sure your kids know what Christmas is about?
Yeah, and honestly, if their answer is talking about a dude in a red suit and presents,
I'll tell you what, the Basham kids, I think they forget every year. And so we got to reteach it, because every time Christmas rolls around, it's like, presents!
Yeah, listen, my son's that way. We have to remind him all the time, because he's getting the Target catalogs and he's circling everything he wants, and Claire has to remind. Even Claire is trying to remind him.
You see, Amazon has a catalog now.
They have a catalog?
Yeah, it's like
it's called the Internet.
It's like the old JCPenney catalog. No,
really?
It's like a book. Yeah.
So I did see this. Amazon did something live, and it was like the HGTV version of it. It was like people trying to sell stuff online.
Well, that's genius. It's all about money is what it comes down to, which is why I have this rage against.
I know.
You know who I think is really to blame? Who's probably worse than Herod himself?
I don't know. I had something I was about to say, but I don't know if that's where you were going.
No, I was going to say the Hallmark Channel.
Oh, okay.
The Hallmark Channel.
I thought you were going to say JJ, but yeah, Hallmark is bad.
No, I was not going to talk about JJ.
Just keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
The Hallmark Channel. Is they make these movies that everyone loves, and it's all about finding Christmas spirit.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, what happened to the Holy Spirit?
Ooh,
right? And anyways, that's my soapbox. But
to cancel Hallmark.
Yeah, don't cancel anybody but them. Just Hallmark.
No, I think the key, if you don't like the way the culture is recepting or being receptive of Christmas, make sure it starts in your home. Teach it there, and make Jesus the center. And I would even say, in our house, we try to build it up through the month, right? So Advent is a month-long thing. We do Advent candles and all of that.
You love candles. That keeps coming up.
Anytime I can get a candle involved into something, I will.
Because you like fire, not the scents. I
like fire.
You like fire. But seriously, do all the fun things.
Yeah.
Decorate, Elf on the Shelf if that's your jam, Santa, all that stuff. Like, do those things and give gifts and be joyful and be happy. Don't cancel Hallmark. Don't cancel your Hallmark subscription. Go buy coffee at Starbucks. Like, do all those things that you would normally do. Redeem it. Make Christ the center of this Advent season. And so as we celebrate the incarnation, that God became a man to save us, as you do that as a family, just make sure that you're reminding your spouse, reminding your parents, reminding your kids that all of us are just spurring one another on to remember the joy of what Christmas is about. And so
before I know we got to go in a minute. Do you do anything like month long? Like, do you have like traditions that span over the month? Because I want to get to like more Christmas Day stuff later. But like, do you start any traditions from now until
we have a little
Christmas?
We have a little calendar.
You do the calendar?
Yeah, it's got a little Santa Claus face on it.
Have candy in it?
No, it's just like you move Santa. No, it's not religious at all. Mm-hmm. So we really have to work hard to redeem it. We have to be like, that's Saint Nicholas, and he punched Arius in the face in 325 AD.
That's right.
You know, so that's how we redeem it.
Yeah. That's cool. No, that works. That works. So it's funny you mentioned Saint Nicholas, because something you can, like, even things like Santa Claus, right? I love like my kids learning about the saints of old, right? These really great men of the faith that have become like, I mean, it's not even the same person, but them learning about who this man was and how he stood up for the gospel. It's an incredible story, and one that should be retold during this time of the year.
Yeah, it should be. So yeah, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. It is a joyful season, and 2020's made it a little bit crazier, maybe a little bit sadder for a lot of people. And so as we enter into this time, we just want to be aware of what our witness is like in the world. We certainly don't want to be like keyboard warriors, jumping all over people, and being hateful during this time.
Right.
And we're entering into a season where, like the Herods, there are people who might be willing to assemble with Christians because it's the Christmas season, that aren't really Christians. And so this is actually a good time and a good opportunity to share the true gospel with people. And so, church, we want you to be active in that. Yeah. And we're starting an Advent sermon series this Sunday.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Can you remember what it is?
Oh, yeah, it's Ruth.
Yes.
Yes.
Ruth. I couldn't remember. That's why I asked you.
Well, I know. And some people might be going like, why Ruth? And I can't wait. You don't have to say it now.
I was going to see if you wanted to kind of give the...
No, I want to wait.
It looks like we've only got like 12 people watching this, so you could tell them.
Yeah, some people watch later though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But the sermon series is entitled Under Bethlehem Stars. A lot of people had kind of forgotten where Ruth took place.
Oh, man.
Happened in Bethlehem. And there's a lot of connections. We're going to be unpacking those connections. One of the things I'm excited for about the book of Ruth as we begin to preach through it, we're going to be in it the whole month of December on our Sunday services. And all of our pastors are preaching in this series.
Yeah.
And all 3 of our ministry interns are preaching during this series.
Sure.
So this is going to be fun to jump into the book of Ruth. It's 4 chapters. This Sunday we're going to have a journal for you in the book of Ruth ready for you at church. And so we hope you'll come and be with us. We have 2 services in Milton, 9 and 11. We have a service in Taze Valley at 10, and we're also going to be on Facebook Live at 10 as well. And then Sunday night, we want to invite you to come out, and we're going to be doing our doctrine class, which we have every first Sunday.
Hey, Will.
Hey.
What's that on?
I'm glad you asked, because I certainly wasn't going to tell him until you asked. But since you asked, this doctrine class is going to be on Christmas theology. And so this is actually just kind of what we scratched the surface on tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to dig into things like, views of Mary, the importance of the incarnation. We're going to be looking at the Council of Nicaea, who St. Nicholas was, who the real St. Nicholas was, and, would the real St. Nicholas please stand up? And we're going to be looking at lots of those kind of practical implications on why Christmas is so important and unpacking that theologically and doctrinally. And so we would love for you to plan to be with us on on Sunday morning to worship, and then come back with us at the Milton campus at 6:30 on Sunday night for Christmas theology. It's going to be a good time, and it's a joyful time to be a part of New Heights Church, right?
Absolutely, it is.
It's a crazy year, but we're going to celebrate anyways, and we're thankful that God has come to be with us. He's truly Emmanuel, God with us, and so we hope that you are comforted. If there's any way our church can serve you, pray for you, help you, please reach out to us, and we hope to see you this coming Sunday.